The river returned the children every morning, but they never spoke again. In the swamp village of Orogbo, the river was older than memory. No one knew when it started flowing. The elders said it had always been there, watching and waiting. The river fed the cassava farms. It gave fish during hard seasons. It decided when flood would come and when hunger would stay away. People greeted it in the morning before greeting each other. But the river had rules. Children were warned never to swim after sunset, never play near the deep bend, never answer if you heard your name called from the river. Most children obeyed. Fear lived in the stories told at night. Then, one rainy season, the rules stopped working. Kunle was 12 years old. He was fast, loud, and always laughing. On the evening he went missing, his mother sent him to fetch firewood before the rain fell harder. He never came back. They searched the farms. They searched the footpath. They shouted his name until their throats burned. By dawn, they found his slippers by the river bank, neatly placed side by side. It was dry. The village knew what that meant. Women cried, and fathers stared at the water in silence. The elders shook their heads and said the river had taken its due. They wrapped Kunle's clothes for burial. But the next morning, Kunle was sitting outside his house. He was dry, clean, and sitting still. His mother screamed and ran to him. She held his face and asked where he had been. Kunle looked at her. He didn't blink, neither did he speak. His eyes were open but empty, like someone looking through fog. That night, Kunle did not sleep. He sat outside and faced the river until morning. The next child disappeared 2 days later, a girl named Morayo. By morning, she was back and silent. By the end of the week, 5 children had vanished and returned. None of them spoke again. None of them cried, and none of them laughed. They stopped eating normal food. They pushed away soup and yams. They drank only river water. At night, they sat up and listened to something no one else could hear. Parents begged the elders. The elders gathered under the old Iroko tree and argued until their voices broke. Finally, they called for the river priest, the 18-man who walked with a bent back and eyes that never rested. The priest arrived after sunset. He warned everyone to stay indoors. He walked to the river with a calabash of oil and white chalk. He marked the ground and began to chant. The river stirred. Bubbles rose where the water was deepest. Voices followed, not loud or clear voices, many voices speaking at once. "They belong to us now," the river said. The priest demanded them back. The river laughed and the water shook. "You left them unattended." The priest fell to his knees. He begged, he promised offerings, he promised silence. The river did not care. That night, the children rose from their mats at the same time. No one had called them. No one led them. They walked in a straight line toward the river. Parents woke to the sound of bare feet on wet ground. They ran outside screaming. The children did not turn back. The water rose to meet them. The children stepped into the river and did not sink. They stood beneath the surface, breathing, smiling. The river priest collapsed. By morning, the village was empty. There was no bodies, there was no footprints, and no sign of struggle. Only the river flowed as it had always. Travelers who pass Orobo say the water is higher now. They say they hear children laughing under the surface. They say sometimes at dawn, small hands pressed against the water as if building something unseen. Some say the river is making a village beneath the swamp, and it needs children to grow. That is why no one steps near that river anymore, and why the river whispers your name at night. You must never answer.
I know you enjoyed the story. Do well to like, subscribe to my channel for more interesting stories, and hit the notification button.